There's the potential for a high impact winter weather event late this week, starting Friday, a little sooner than we thought. We're still several days away, so specifics just cannot be determined at this time. But I can show you trends, and that's what I intend to do here. I'm going to show you all the model data. I'm going to show you what the snow potential looks like as of today. I'm recording this as of Monday, so I've got a lot of things to go over. The other big weather story, in my opinion, it's going to be the cold for several days. How long it lasts, that's a question mark at this time, but there could be some very cold Arctic air, and I have higher confidence in that. And I want to remind you too, Arkansas Storm Team live every day, 11 a.m., 3 p.m. on our live streaming app, our news apps, and our website. So make sure you watch that throughout the week and as needed. But here are the key points. The GFS and the European, I'm going to go through all the possibilities here. Just know that things are going to change, all right? Well, we can't give out details just yet. This is the best case scenario when I look at the data as of today, that it's 72 hours, consecutive hours of at or below freezing temperatures, okay? Which is a long period of time. That's not good. That's pipe busting. Pets, pipes, people. The European, 187 consecutive hours of at or below freezing temperatures, okay? Why so much higher? Well, it sees more snow on the ground and keeps it colder. So if there's not as much snow on the ground, well, this is going to be wrong. So specifics just not known at this time. We're very confident about the cold air. Winter weather chances, they're high, all right? Specifics not known, and this could be a high impact event in terms of winter weather and the cold. Do you remember this? This is many years ago. That's War Memorial Pond, frozen over, thin layer of ice. Have that conversation with your kids and make sure they stay off of the ponds. Tell them that, because that's thin ice. Disasters can happen, and we're here to prevent that from happening. We want to make sure you stay safe, all right? All right, so I'm going to go through the computer models here, and this is the European. You're looking at, I know it looks like a bunch of colors and blobs and lines and all that, but there's a rhyme and reason to all this, all right? So you're looking at a bird's eye view of the northern hemisphere. North Pole, United States, there's Arkansas, Alaska, Asia, Europe over here, Pacific Ocean here. You see Hawaii over there. So, everything's rotating around the northern hemisphere like that. You probably have heard Alaska's super cold, record-breaking cold. It has been for a long time. Fairbanks spent, I don't know how many days, almost a month of 40 degrees below zero, something like that. But it's been very cold. That's where the cold air has been bottled up at the big trough. Well, now we're seeing a ridge building, okay? That's complete opposite of what has been happening. So what happens is that ridge builds in. I always look at Alaska. When that ridge builds in, the cold air is tapped and dislodged, and it descends south. It flies south along the east front of the Rockies, so the central and eastern United States. Look at that trough forming. Okay, so that's cold air just drilling all the way down towards the Gulf Coast. See that right down here? That's our storm system that could bring winter weather. Departures from average, the anomalies, temperatures over a 5-day period of time. This is from Friday through next Wednesday. So it's a 5-day period of time. You see the purples, you see the greens across Arkansas. You're talking about 15 to 20 degrees below average over a 5-day period of time, according to the European. That is incredible. That's very significant to be that much below average over that long of a period of time in our part of the country, okay? That's what I'm talking about, a high impact cold event. Now remember, the European is the one that has most of us below freezing for a very, very long time. Even if the GFS is correct with 72 hours, that's still very, very, very significant. Snowfall, don't look at these numbers and take them literally, okay? What we're looking at here are for trends, and we're going to use the ensemble data. This is the European AI, all right, artificial intelligence. The thing that I see as of today with the modeling is that the placement, there's a lot of agreement about the placement, not the amounts, but the placement. You see from Texas, Oklahoma, right through Arkansas, eastward. It's going to cover a lot of territory. One other thing I want to mention too, very important, is that Arctic air is usually stronger and gets here faster than what the models depict. So you're going to see maps all over social media that have maybe some ice in Arkansas. Typically what happens, and I can't say that it's going to happen in this situation, but 99 out of 100 times, that snow ice line is further south than what the models depict, meaning that there's more snow than there is ice in Arkansas. Could that be wrong? Could there be more ice? Yes. And I'll show you why in just a little bit. But you see here, you see the placement. And this is the European AI ensemble. It's showing 6, 7, 8 inches of snow central and northern Arkansas and still significant snow across the south. Don't pay attention to the exact amounts because look what the regular European does. Same area, okay? So the placement, the amount's lower, but still significant, 4, 5, 6 inches. 4 or 5 inches. Lesser amounts, 1 or 2 inches in southern Arkansas. So that's the European. Then we look at the GFS. This accounts for more dry air and lowers the amounts. The placement, though, you see the similarities in the placement, okay? Northern and central Arkansas, 2, 3, 4 inches of snow. 4 might be a stretch. Lesser amounts across the south. So this is the GFS ensemble solution right now shows the least amount, but still shows snow. So the placement is there, all right? So what could go wrong? Too much dry air. The GFS shows dry air. That could cut into the amounts. It could suppress it more towards the south. So this is not a done deal. There's so much cold that the snow and ice is suppressed towards the south. The storm system tracks further towards the south. What about warm air aloft? Well, this is what I'm talking about. If you get too much warm air aloft, then you're looking at icing concerns, freezing rain and or sleet. Right now, it doesn't show much in the way of warm air aloft, but things could change always. And if you have warm air aloft, that's going to cut into snow amounts so that they'd be much lower. So there's still a lot of things that could go wrong. One of my mentors, meteorologist Paul Barris, always told me, when it comes to winter weather, always ask yourself what could go wrong. So I sat here this morning, I was thinking, okay, what could go wrong? And these are the 3 things that I thought of that could go wrong. Maybe some of this is a stretch, but we're still several days away. I'm recording this Monday. This starts Friday, okay? I'll probably have a SchoolCon index before too long. But I want you to know we'll be there for you on every single platform. We're going to give you the newest information, live streaming, 11/3 every day and as needed. We want to thank you so much for trusting the Arkansas Storm Team. We are there for you. And thank you for making us the #1 source for weather information.